Good morning and welcome to Medford High School, Medford Tech, on this very important occasion where we pay honor and tribute to the memory of our very own Crystal Campbell on the 5th anniversary of that tragic event in April years ago. Today we have an opportunity to establish an activity which will perpetuate her name and will also contribute to the community she loved and to the betterment of all of us as an inspiration. At this time, it is my great pleasure and honor to introduce an individual who has given significant years to this community, who works very hard for the betterment of this community, the Honorable Mayor of the City, Stephanie Muccini Burke.
Thank you so much, Dr. Belson. Thank you for all of you for being here today on this most important day. I know I can relay with confidence the Campbell family and how touched they are by this act of kindness. And certainly when we think of Crystal, we think of her smile, we think of the sunflower that memorializes her, but so much more of her life is being celebrated here today. And when you look around and you see the youth of our high school, that's what she would have wanted. She'd want to see the smiles on our students' faces and the good deeds that they will do through this partnership with the Boston Foundation. So I am really, really thrilled to be here. And on behalf of a very proud community, I just want to thank all of you for everything that you've done. You run for Crystal, and we run for Crystal, and we will always be there for her and her family. So thank you so much for everything you've done. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. At this time, I want to call upon Cameron Casey from Ropes and Gray to come up and say a few words about the Boston Foundation and also about how this program is going forward.
So it's a real pleasure and honor for me to be here today. I am just really a facilitator here and didn't plan to really make any remarks at all, but I'm going to tell you just very briefly kind of about how I'm involved here and how this fund in Crystal's memory was originally kind of implemented. I'm a trust and estates lawyer at Ropes and Gray, and after the bombings 5 years ago, was called in to help the Campbell family deal with the outpouring of support that they received in the wake of that tragedy. And in doing so, we set up a charitable fund for people to make contributions to. And we did that with the support of the Boston Foundation at the Boston Foundation. They were amazing. They don't do a lot of memorial funds there, but they understood how important this was to the Boston community and the Medford community. And so they took the time and devoted the resources to help set this up. And I've helped be the liaison between the family and the Boston Foundation, and between the Boston Foundation and Crystal's amazing group of friends who have fundraised in her memory since then. And with that, I'm going to introduce you to the ringleader of those friends, Elliott Nerland.
Hello, good morning, everyone. As Cameron said, my name is Elliott Nerland, and I'm accompanied with my wife, Erin Daly, and our good friend, Bonnie Fleischer. And in the wake of the 2013 marathon bombings, we created a marathon team, and I'm going to talk about that in just a second, but a marathon team to honor Crystal's memory. But I kind of want to start with a few thank yous. Because I like to think about all the people and all the things that have been done in Crystal's name, because I feel like we've been kind of relatively quiet until now. But I'd first like to start by thanking, the Campbell family. Unfortunately, they aren't able to be with us today, but I thank them for the opportunity that they've given us to collaborate with the Boston Athletic Association, to collaborate with Cameron and the Boston Foundation to raise money in honor of our good friend. It's been a long 5 years for them as they cope with the loss of their daughter, and as we kind of have moved forward with the idea of raising money to benefit the community in a way such as the project we're about to talk to about today. I apologize. So I want to talk a little bit about who Crystal was, because oftentimes, you know, it's rare that we as close friends of hers get to talk about who she really was to us. And I want to make sure that, you know, parts of that don't get lost in the translation of, you know, multiple memorials and different things that are related to the marathon. Crystal was a phenomenal person. She was a phenomenal friend. She was a natural-born leader that had the skills of a leader that were just remarkable to watch. For those of you that don't know what Crystal did, she was a general manager for the Summer Shack, and that's how Crystal and my wife, Erin, met, was working at the Summer Shack. And when I met Crystal, she was in the role of general manager, and she also took the lead on catering out in the islands. And Crystal had this uncanny ability to work with take the individuals that she was working with and look at their skill sets and capitalize off of their strengths to make the events that she was hosting, to make the days that she was hosting a variety of different functions, to capitalize on their strengths and make those go seamlessly. She was a very selfless person. Crystal was always there. And I really mean that. She was always there for her friends. She was always there for her family. She consistently provided support to a number of people over a period of time and expected nothing in return. And I think that that's something that when we think about her encapsulating her spirit, you know, and looking at, you know, how we can kind of keep that aspect of her personality and that aspect of her character alive, these are projects that we look for. So to tell you a little bit more about our team, as I kind of mentioned, our team we created in the wake of the 2013 marathon bombings. And after Crystal died, a few months after she had passed, and we got together and we started thinking about what do we need to do? Because there was a lot going on in the area about how do we most appropriately honor our friend. And there was a lot of different ideas. A lot of people had different ideas. And immediately to the three of us, to Erin, Bonnie, and myself, it became clear we wanted to organize a marathon team. That seemed something that seemed to be very appropriate. And so I like to think about the fact that I hounded the BAA for numbers to the point that I do believe I have like a plaque on their wall as being the most annoying person in the world to them. I literally sent 2 emails weekly for about 6 months until they had announced how they were going to support the families with the dissemination of numbers. And so we've kept this very small. The first year we received 15 numbers from the BAA, and the second year and every year since we've received 10. And I say we, I mean the Campbell family has received 10 numbers, and they give them to Erin, Bonnie, and I to organize this team that we've titled 26.2 in the city that she loves. And all the fundraising that we've done has gone into the Crystal Campbell Memorial Fund that's at the Boston Foundation. When we think about this, though, we've tried to keep this small, and we've tried to keep it very close-knit. To date, we've had 43 runners on our team, and 70% of those 43 people knew Crystal personally. An additional 20% of the remaining 30 were one person removed. So this is a very close thing for us. We've kept it very close. This is our families and our friends that we've consistently been fundraising with and celebrating our friend's life with. And that's what we try to do as part of this process when we organize this team, is really kind of bring it back to celebrating Crystal's life and really who she was as a person. And so as the year has gone on, we've been working with Cameron, and we've been working with the Boston Foundation to identify a more long-lasting and sustainable way to donate the funds that we have raised for her memorial fund in her name. And Cameron presented the idea of the collaboration with Medford Public Schools and really did a lot of the coordination around looking into the CCSR program and really kind of laid the groundwork for this process. I was absolutely thrilled when Cameron had reached out and said, that we had a meeting set up to start talking about this collaboration. I immediately called the Campbell family, talked to them about it. They were thrilled with the idea. And, you know, last week when we met, we had a great conversation, a productive conversation, and said, let's get this rolling right off the bat. And so through some exchanges with Rich from CCRS, we did create the mission statement for the Crystal Campbell Community Betterment Project. Okay, and I'm just going to share that with you guys now. The Crystal Campbell Community Betterment Project, The Crystal Campbell Community Betterment Project is a partnership between the Crystal Campbell Memorial Fund at the Boston Foundation and the Center for Citizenship and Social Responsibility program of the Medford Public Schools. The purpose of this initiative will be to identify and financially support student-driven projects that benefit the community. As part of this new partnership, the students involved in the CCSR will propose and develop projects to spread Crystal's enthusiasm for bringing people together and fostering community spirit. Medford Public Schools students from across grade levels will propose and create projects that focus on understanding and helping others, incorporating social-emotional learning, empathy, compassion, and citizenship. The projects will lay the groundwork for reducing violence and encouraging an environment of peace, collaboration, and friendship. We believe that through this partnership, the students' contributions and emphasis on community, we will continue to honor Crystal's enthusiastic personality for years to come. So on behalf of the Campbell family, on behalf of the marathon team that we created, on behalf of my wife, Bonnie, Cameron, and the folks at the Boston Foundation, we cannot express how excited and elated we are to create this project within CCSR and to be working with the students, the young students of Medford Public Schools.
Thank you, Elliott. It was a very inspiring and very thoughtful expression of your love and caring for Crystal, and also a great statement on behalf of all of us with regard to the Betterment Project. I just want to make a few quick announcements. With us today, joining the mayor, the president of the Medford City Council, Richard Carviello. Also with us are school committee members, Paula Vanderkloot, Kathy Krex, and Paul Rousseau. At this time, I'd like to introduce the head of the Center for Citizenship and Social Responsibility, Richard Trotta, to tell you a little bit about that program and how that program will dovetail with this foundation partnership. Rich?
Good morning, and I just want to tell you that we are so thrilled to be able to partner with the Crystal Campbell Community Betterment Project. It's almost as long as CCSR. So CCSR, the Center for Citizenship and Social Responsibility, began in 2012 with a conversation with the Superintendent of Schools. We had received some money from the Burke Foundation, and we talked about what can we use the money for that really would have an impact on the community and on the schools that's sort of missing right now. And the concept came from that conversation. We decided that we needed to do something to improve the way kids, students look at the world, to improve community in the sense of projects and helping to make the world a better place. So that was the foundation for the program. So we started with just me, and I did it for a couple of years and got some workshops and activities going. But then in 2014, I believe, I connected with Michael Skorker, the teacher at the high school. Michael was the advisor for the Gay Straight Alliance, and there was an activity at MARC, M-A-R-K, which is an anti-bullying program at Bridgewater State University. And so they went down and did a video and competed, and they came in second place. And that was sort of the beginning of our relationship. And henceforth, since then, the program has grown dramatically. We have had over 1,000 students involved over the years. We've had nearly 100 different projects that have taken place. This year particularly, Michael has 80 students at the high school doing around 35 projects. Those are all listed on our webpage, and I have a brochure that you can take with you if you'd like. But the webpage is a link on the Medford Public Schools webpage, and you can get all the information on the program from that rather than showing slides and so forth. So now we were running out of money. In 2016, we were able to get a Cummings Foundation grant. They have the 100K for 100 nonprofits, and we were able to get one of those awards, and now that's what's funding our program for the next 3 years. So the Cummings Foundation is really the funder of our projects. And so we look at this as a way to enhance our program by being able to create more projects and get more teachers and students involved. And so that's basically the history. The philosophy is we believe in creating programs and activities that create students who become leaders and global citizens. That means they actually are leadership positions. The projects are done by the students, they're created by the students. The teachers are advisors, so that when the student does a project, it's their own idea, it's authentic, and they have to do all the different things it takes to finish that project. So project-based learning requires a culminating experience or a project. And there's something that demonstrates that they've learned whatever they're supposed to be learning. So we believe that project-based learning is the key to learning in this kind of environment. And so we have lots of projects. This year we have projects down at the elementary schools. We've got 2 teachers at 2 of the elementary schools duplicating what Michael does at the high school. And you can also see those projects on our webpage. But this is really exciting because we believe elementary education is the cornerstone for developing character and compassion and empathy. And that's where we like to spend some more time with this extra initiative. We can probably get more things done at the elementary school. So I think going forward, we're really excited. And I'd like to have Michael come up, Michael Skorker, to give you guys an update on what's going on with the high school. They are really the spearhead. And then also to have a couple of students talk about their projects. So in closing, we're totally thrilled, and we hope that this will make this kind of a program a permanent fixture in Medford Public Schools, and maybe a model for other school districts, because God knows we need more empathy and compassion in the world with all the crazy things going on. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce Michael Skorker.
Thank you very much, Rich, and good morning, everyone. My name is Michael Skorker. I am the CCSR High School Advisor, as well as the Program Coordinator. First and foremost, I would like to start by saying that this is an honor to partner with the Crystal Campbell Community Betterment Project. Although I personally did not have the opportunity to meet Crystal, some of my good friends did because they went to school with her, and they tell me what a wonderful, caring, funny, and kind young woman she was, and it is such an honor to be here today, and I think that Crystal would be really proud of this partnership. Today, and this is in general a very exciting time for the CCSR. As a high school advisor, I have the honor of working beside some of the best young people I have ever met. I always say they light me up like a Christmas tree. They're wonderful, they really are. And what makes the CCSR unique is that all projects are driven by the students' passions. And every project in some way is designed to make the community and essentially the world a better place. These projects are all completed after school hours. And all groups will present a culminating project at our annual project fair. Currently, as Rich said, we have more than 80 student leaders at the high school level, and they are working on a total of 40 projects. All of those projects are listed on the website. I think we're almost up to 50, just because since the year has started, I have had much interest from the students to begin starting a project, and so there's about 10 that will be listed before the end of the school year. If you're interested in seeing the project fair, that project fair will happen in the MHS library on May 8th at 2:30 after school. What's maybe even more exciting this year is that the CCSR has expanded into the middle and elementary schools. This year, the CCSR is in the Columbus Elementary School, the Brooks Elementary School, and the McGlynn Elementary School, and they are already doing amazing work. I work alongside with all of those advisors. They're outstanding. Next year, the CCSR is slated to be in all schools in Medford. And, I strongly believe in the CCSR, Rich and I believe that when you give students the space to be creative, when you give students the space to follow their passions, they do amazing work. And they will not only meet your expectations, they will exceed your expectations. And we couldn't have gotten this far without the help of the Cummings Foundation, the support of the faculty and staff, and of course, without our amazing students. And let's hear about one of those projects now. I'd like to invite up 2 students who are working on the ELL Give Back project, which is nationally recognized. Their names are Jenna Agnon and Luisa Barbosa.
Hello, I'm Jenna Agnon.
And I'm Luisa Barbosa. We are part of the CCSR, and along with our friend Ruby Fernandez, we have created the project, the ELL Give Back Program.
The ELL Give Back program is an entirely student-run project designed to help the ELL students at our school navigate life at Medford High. Our goal is to make the ELL students feel welcomed and accepted at our school. We have created videos in the 7 most spoken languages at our school on a wide variety of topics, including how to open a locker, what you might need to graduate, and how to get a bus pass. We stay after school with students who speak multiple languages in order to help us film our videos, and we edit all of the videos ourselves. The students in the ELL program at our school are at different levels of understanding of the English language, but have all struggled with adjusting to a new school and a new country. Louisa and Rubia can tell you about that, being former ELL students themselves. Also, we are finalists in the Kind Schools Challenge run by the Making Caring Common Foundation, who have recognized the power of this project and have given us an amazing opportunity to make our project bigger and better. Although, without the support of the Center for Citizenship and Social Responsibility, none of this would have been possible.
To us and every CCSR member, the Center for Citizenship and Social Responsibility is incredibly important because it gives us a platform to showcase everything we are passionate about. We get to meet many amazing community members that are impressed with what we have accomplished and who are always offering a word of support. To us, being a CCSR member is so important because it allows us to share our voice and ideas. The CCSR encourages all students to get out there and engage in our community and the world. The CCSR represents the future because it creates global citizens who are always willing to change the world. We would like to thank Michael Skorker and Mr. Trotter for giving us the opportunity to voice our opinions and really help make us make our ideas a reality.
Thank you, and next we'll be hearing from Stella Iliopoulos with her project.
Hi, my name is Stella Iliopoulos, and I'm a senior here. So I joined the CCSR this year. I joined the fall of my senior year, and I heard about it last year. And it's still been up and coming. And even just this year, I've seen how much it's grown exponentially, and I'm so excited for what can be done in the future because I look back and I see some of these projects that these students are doing, and I'm astounded that these are coming from students and that these are ideas that they thought of. And the CCSR really helps them be proactive and take that initiative and drive their passions because before, we're being facilitated by teachers and other advisors, but these students really are able to gain a sense of independence through the CCSR and to guide their own way in making the change that they want to see. So the project I completed this past year was a donation drive for the victims of the Houston Hurricane Harvey back in the fall. So I have a friend down in Houston, and the hurricane really struck me because I was able to get a first-hand account of all the things that were happening, the damage and whatnot through her. So I was really inspired to make an active change and help their community down there. And through the it was a big project, and the CCSR really helped me to focus my project and to get it done. So what I did was I encourage all the students to bring in donations like toiletries, canned foods, non-perishable foods, clothing, other unused items that they wanted to bring in and donate. And we got an incredible number of donations. I was so surprised, and we packed them all into a 10-foot U-Haul, and my dad and I drove the U-Haul down to Houston, could deliver the donations to a distribution center at Grace Church down in Houston. And it was really incredible because I was able to see what my project had done and how it was helping the community and where the goods were going. And I honestly don't think that that project would have been anything more than just an idea that I had it not been for CCSR and had I not been a part of this group. And it's just such a wonderful community. It's unlike any other group that I've seen here in Medford High or been a part of, because it's so empowering and it's so amazing to see the student leadership, and I'm really excited to see where it goes in the future.
Thank you. You can tell that these people are special. The reality is that as we all strive for academic proficiency in our schools, the real test of education and learning is whether our young people can apply it in the real world. And they can demonstrate a curriculum of caring, not just a curriculum of learning facts and figures. And I think this project exemplifies that tremendously, and it's a real pleasure that it's part of our world. I'd be remiss if I didn't say that the two original funders of this project, Michael Bloomberg and Bill Cummings, are both graduates of Medford High School. And I think that says something about the family environment that we all have here. And Rich is a graduate of Medford High School, and the mayor is a graduate of Medford High School, and I am too. So there's a lot of people who are graduates of Medford High School, and we appreciate the fact that we're able to carry this forward. At this time, I want to introduce the coach of our girls softball team, who has done a remarkable job perpetuating the memory and the honor of Crystal Campbell. And tomorrow there will be a special event, the tournament, Crystal Campbell softball tournament. So it's our great pleasure to introduce to you Coach Jack Dempsey.
Thanks, Rick. Tomorrow is a pretty big day for these girls. When Crystal passed away with a crazy Boston tragedy 5 years ago, the softball team stepped up. The next day, the girls came to me, and this was not these kids, but their predecessors, and they came up to me and said, "Coach, we got to do something." Crystal, you could see her smile. When they showed that picture of her smile, you just kind of, it was just devastating to them as well as me. So they came up with this idea that would get armbands, dedicate the season to Crystal, and somehow would get Medford Strong shirts made. It was one of the ideas of one of the kids in the team. And since then, the day we started selling these t-shirts and getting involved in the Crystal Campbell softball tournament, the kids have raised over $40,000 for her scholarship fund at school. And that year we were no wins, 4 losses. We went on to win the Greater Boston League title. We won it the next 3 years. And we did very well in the state tournament ever since that day. To me, and I believe the kids feel the same way, Crystal is looking over us. It's a very, very special feeling that we get when we play our softball games. You know, we get in, the girls will put their hands in and they'll dedicate the games to Crystal, the tournament. And you'll see them, hopefully you can make it tomorrow and Sunday, Columbus Park. The opening ceremonies will be on Saturday morning. We're going to gather everyone about 9:30, and it'll be going on from like 9:30 to 10 o'clock. And we were hoping to have the Campbells here tomorrow, but we understand that there's a little bit of sickness going on in the family, so we're not sure if they'll be able to be there or not. But this is a tremendous tournament where we've raised this year an awful lot of money, and you're going to see by the banners and the contributions by a lot of people in here that have been instrumental in the success of this program, and it's just going on and on. I mean, She really is the heart and soul of this team and the community as well, as you can see that. But right now, I'd like to call up one of the softball players who's been with me for 3 years now. She's a junior, and she is an unbelievable student, and she contributes to our video program, and she wants to say a few words about Crystal. This is Haley. This is a tough one now. Haley D.P. Tran Antonio.
Hello, my name is Haley DiPietro-Antonio, and I'm a part of the Medford High School varsity softball team. 5 years ago, we lost a beautiful soul that was a part of our Medford community. The Crystal Campbell Softball Tournament was created to raise money for the Crystal Campbell Scholarship Fund. Her remembrance was very important to the softball team that year and for many more years to come. The 2013 team went on to win the Greater Boston League Championship and to qualify for the state tournament. Her legacy has pushed us as a team to work hard every single day and to cherish life's precious moments. Crystal Campbell has now been remembered for the past 5 years and will be remembered by our team for the rest of our lives. We all hope you can join us this Saturday and Sunday for our 5th annual Crystal Campbell Tournament. Thank you.
So before we conclude, a few thank yous to Tony Sickney and the Medford Music Department for their outstanding performances. Very proud of our music program. I want to thank Chad Fallon, the Principal Director of the Vocational Tech, for putting together a co-election today. And with our Headmaster, Dr. John Varela. And I also want to thank Wegmans for providing the food. And so we want you to enjoy it. Appreciate the support at this time. And once again, our thanks to Cameron Casey, the Ropes Grave Law Firm that's coordinating this with the Boston Foundation, to Elliott and his family and friends for being the spearhead of the fundraising that will make this all possible. And to all of you for being supportive and recognizing just how important this is. Somebody once said that one person can make all the difference in the world, and obviously the life of Crystal Campbell is making a real difference for many young people and inspiring us and moving us forward to do some really good things. And I think that's a real tribute to her and to her family and to all of you. Thank you very much for joining us.